Okay, so here's this dumb take from Mauler. So he's kind of made his name for himself in a way from The Last Jedi, shitting on that, misunderstanding it, specifically talking about Rey as a Mary Sue, right? So yeah, Mauler, went from, I think he had 2,000 subscribers whenever The Last Jedi came out, and then suddenly he's at like 100,000 and beyond. And that's in large part because of Rey being a quote unquote Mary Sue, which, if you follow the Fapcast, if you follow me closely, if you follow Morgan even, or you follow a little movie perp or Nothing But Media, because we all did this fucking panel. It's one of the best panels I've ever been part of, honestly. It was a Forced Diversity podcast panel talking about the concept of the Mary Sue, and you can watch that. The 2-hour conversation is up on my channel. You can check that out anytime you want to, like any fucking time. It's literally free to watch. Can you believe that shit? I did that for you. I made it free for you. The history and expansion of Mary Sue. This is all Morgan. Did a lot of great work here. I mean, we had a good conversation, all of us, but like Morgan did the work of like tracing the history of Mary Sue, how it started, and then the two specific times in history, in its history, that it expanded to cover more things from what it was originally intended to do. And now it doesn't even mean the same thing that it meant originally at all. The only relation is that there's a female character involved. But then we zeroed in on specifically this little 15-minute video here was about Mauler. It's like a video clip that I found. I don't know. I wish I knew if he edited this or not. I really do. Because if he edited this video, holy shit, is he a dumb fuck. But even if he didn't, he kind of still is just a dumb fuck.
She believes in the good of people, even if they are evil.
Search your feelings, Father. You can't do this. I feel the conflict within you. Let go of your hate.
That's Darth Vader, isn't it?
That's the plot of Star Wars, right?
He literally says in the text, "I see the good in you."
I know there is good in you. The Emperor hasn't driven it from you fully.
Right. It's not the subtext, it's the fucking text.
She's introduced as a scavenger who was abandoned on the planet Jakku when she was a child. So having no hardships whatsoever. I don't know where you can come with that kind of, it's
a lawless planet, a lawless junk planet.
Right. Its sole crop is fucking destroyed spaceships.
So yeah, we'll continue on. Maybe it gets better from here. Hold on, let's be receptive, guys.
I'm gonna need some whiskey after this.
She's not greedy, prideful, self-centered, emotionally stunted, emotionally unstable, selfish, reckless.
So, and this is, I benefit of the doubt. I don't know that he edited this. If he did, he's stupid on several levels.
He's fractally wrong.
Even the characters that are shown when he says those things are not accurate, or are just a very reductive, limited view of those characters. So,
they see it as mathematics. That's why the most simple ones are always saying comic adaptation, movie. What, like, copy exactly. Don't change race. Don't change this. Don't change that. Like, it's like this weird mathematical way of looking at things. I don't know how else to describe it.
That's a really good way of putting it. Yeah, that it's formulaic, right? They just want to see the equation play out, right? They don't want anything new.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like if you were trying to view art the wrong way, that's what you would come to.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, everything he said about Rey there, again, can apply to Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if some of them I just think are not even accurate at all, or like completely reductive, but we'll continue on. He maybe takes a turn and becomes more convincing. Who knows?
Overconfident, naive, blinded by love, womanizing, stupid, psychopathic, self-righteous, narcissistic, inexperienced, overly ambitious.
Again, I have to stress, I don't know for sure that he edited this, because goddamn if he did.
If he edited this, he's a fool. If he didn't, his editor's trolling him, right?
Well, I mean, it's
ambitious.
possible that this was a clip taken from a video and then some fan or something
Okay.
put this together. That's possible. That's like my being as charitable as I possibly can be.
And again, they still all apply to Luke Skywalker, who is none of these things.
Narrow-minded, morally ambiguous,
Narrow-minded. That's what Calvin Candy is.
or arrogant. She has no vendetta, addiction, superiority complex.
I really hope this is not Mauler editing, because to say vendetta and then show V at the same time is like
so fucking. Oh my god.
But yeah, so you get the idea. It doesn't get any better from there. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you guys get an idea there of how, like, this was supposed to be like him nailing it. Like, here's why she's a Mary Sue, if you know, like, undeniable reasons, right? All right. So this is not about Rey being a Mary Sue directly. What I'm about to do. And if you follow me on Twitter, you might have already seen this. I don't know. This is the Star Wars of it, okay? A lot of you might not realize that, you know, it's pretty obvious, I think, to most of you that I know my shit when it comes to Marvel. I have a pretty good working knowledge of Marvel lore, you know, characters, you know, themes, all that shit. I used to have that about Star Wars too. I mean, it's all still in there. It's all still in my brain hole somewhere. But like basically after Rise of Skywalker, it just, that engine in my brain, that Star Wars nerd engine, kind of just shuddered and fucking died. All right. I just didn't have the ability to access it very much anymore. Okay. But like when I was a kid, my older brothers and I used to play Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. And, you know, I knew a lot of factoids about like types of weapons and ships and stuff like that, right? Tonight, right now, I'd like to announce that my brain decided to kind of like access that section of my nerddom after seeing a post suddenly. Just like the light came on momentarily in the Star Wars corner of the attic of my mind. Because this take is so dumb, guys. Rey fixes the issue easily, shocking the Falcon expert. They weaken Han to prop up Rey. A cheap and simple writing trick present throughout the trilogy. Had they given her a sliver of her own characterization, she might not have been forgotten by culture beyond a cautionary tale. Oh, so fucking profound, dude. Holy shit. Okay, so the problem with all that bullshit that he said there is it's bullshit. Because, and I put this together, little graphic. Haven't done one of these in a while. Han is notoriously bad at fixing the Millennium Falcon. Throughout the fucking original trilogy, pretty much any time that he's the sole one working on it or the primarily working on it, he fucks it up.
All right, that's it. Right.
Or he doesn't get it working.
Oh, turn it off. Turn it off.
Right? If you pay attention to the movies at all, if you've seen them more than twice or more, you know this. It's clear that Han doesn't fucking do very good with his ship. He's not a trained mechanic. He's not trained with really anything. Rey, on the other hand, has scavenged from the graveyard of ships on Jakku since she was a small child. Many of the ships that are downed on Jakku that she scavenges from are Imperial ships. Many Imperial ships were manufactured by the Corellian Engineering Corporation. Guess what else was fucking manufactured by the Corellian Engineering? This is like saying, you know, she knows she's been scavenging a junkyard full of Ford vehicles, and then she gets her hands on another Ford vehicle, and she knows where lots of stuff and how to get to access certain things and fix it because she's got all this fucking experience with all these Ford vehicles, right? The Falcon was manufactured by the Corellian Engineering Corp. Rey must know what the components of these ships are. It literally takes time to tell us her story at the beginning of The Force Awakens. Whatever you think of that movie, that's fine. It's irrelevant. It takes the time to show This is how she survives and has survived since. Think about how old she is in those flashbacks when it shows her, whenever her parents are leaving her or whatever. She's fucking probably 6-7 years old in those flashbacks. And she's probably, what, 18, 19, something like that in the current time of the movies, right? So she's been scavenging for survival that long. She hasn't died. She's not emaciated from starvation. So clearly she knows what she's doing when she's finding parts to go take them and sell them. Han hasn't had the ship for years in The Force Awakens by the time whenever he gets to it, right? He didn't even know. He probably thought it was gone forever. It was just been gone. And he likely hasn't even had to work on any ships. This is just speculation on my part. He hasn't had to work on any ships whatsoever. Probably. It is perfectly logical, Mauler, that she would know how to do things on the Millennium Falcon that he does not. It actually, to argue with that fact is absurd. To think otherwise is to misunderstand the character of Han Solo, to not apply, just rationality to, like the example I gave you about the Ford vehicles, right? Like if you've been scavenging Ford junkyards and then you know how to get a new Ford that you get to hold your hands on. It's like, oh, I know where that is. And you blah, 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 pull this, fix that, whatever. Okay. Aside from the fact that in real life, a mechanic, an engineer, whatever, they're going to know how to work on multiple types of things. Not just, because when you think about it, only some of the ships on Jakku, the downed ships, are Imperial ships. There are also New Republic ships. Right? For anybody that's not aware, that was the final battle of the original, the old Empire. After the Battle of Endor, the fucking Empire, kind of shored up the last remaining ships they had and whatnot, and they said, we're going to make one more effort. And they had a big battle over Jakku. Lots of fucking New Republic, lots of fucking Imperial ships, boop, 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 dropping like flies. And that's how you get, literally, it's called the graveyard of ships. And she's been all up in there for years. People love to act like, how does she know how to fight with a lightsaber? Well, it's a melee weapon. And she knows how to fight with a melee weapon, as it shows, because she's had to survive. Once again, oh, so she's just good at everything? No, because she's not good at ranged weapons, at guns. Because when she gets a gun, she sucks with it. And Han has to teach her how to use it. Everything this fucker says about Star Wars is absolutely fucking... Except that she's also a pilot, because she has taken those parts. And now, granted, this is not explicitly stated in the movie, but this is not the type of thing that you should typically have to convince someone of so much that you have to get this far into the nitty gritty. But she's put together her own ships, her own little speeder things. Like she does know, she understands. She's also very, very, very in tune with the Force. No, I did not. I'm sorry, Morgan. She's very in tune with the Force. And as we have seen, almost, universally true, that if someone is really in tune with the Force, naturally, Luke, Anakin, they're very good with machines. Okay? So, like, all of the context that you need to see Rey as legitimately having the ability to do these things exists in the movies. And anybody that's like, oh, well, it doesn't say that, or blah, blah, like, at a certain point, you're just being difficult to be special, like, be a little special guy. And I'm not saying that's what you're doing, Troy, but I'm talking about Mauler. You've got to be a little special guy with those special opinions. You've got those little special takes, guys. And I think Morgan might want to come in and say some things on this. Although, good luck, because I think I've left the fucking field just like I've salted these lands. Okay, I got looking like crate up in this motherfucker. Mauler is so desperate to paint a man as a victim of a female-first, agenda-driven character assassination that he reveals he doesn't know Han Solo, he doesn't know the lore, or even how to analyze basic fucking context. Boom.